Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you've watched my previous video, you would know that I am doing a 12-week fitness challenge, which is where I am trying to lose 10 kilos. So I'm currently on week 4 of my fitness journey, and I kind of want to do a sit down video where I talk about how week 2 and week 3 went, because it's fairly different to how week 1 went, obviously, because I had my period and I feel like there's not really many fitness influencers or content out there that does these kind of videos, but I just want to speak on it from a personal level, and hopefully it can help any girlies out there who is experiencing something similar to me and how I kind of navigated and what I did in order for me to still stay within my calories. If you're a guy and you're watching this video and you feel like it's not really relevant to your fitness journey, it's fine, you don't have to watch it. But if you have a girlfriend and you're trying to understand her, I hope this video can help you out. Pretty much on week 2, I knew my period was gonna come, and what I did was, leading up to my period, I kind of tried to fit all my squats and all my leg days before my period, just because I know that I wouldn't be comfortable in doing those sort of exercises when I am on my period, which is why I do those first. And with exercises that I could do, which is just mainly upper body, I'll do it either on my period or after. So my split was, because I train Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Fridays, I would actually train on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So that's already 3 days of my following week exercises. My period on the Tuesday, at least, I could still push that day 3 onto the other days of the week. So I would train Friday and Sunday, which allows me to have that break in between my period and not having to squeeze in every single thing once I get off my period. So the second thing that I did, getting some sort of exercise in, which is Pilates in my case, and whether or not I am on my period or not, I kind of take it down a notch. So instead of going to Pilates and hoping to do the most intense one, I kind of just tone everything down and do it at a lighter spring, is what you would call it, because the reformer is based on different springs, and that determines the resistance and the intensity of the workout. So I used the first 3 to 4 days to just focus on Pilates and just get some sort of exercise and movement into this routine. Obviously, it's going to be very, very challenging and uncomfortable, but you just do it at your own pace, and you don't have to feel guilty on like, oh crap, I didn't get any exercise in and I have to do some sort of weightlifting. That's how I kind of included that Pilates into my schedule. So the third thing is, I know it's really hard to get out of bed and wanting to do any sort of activity, but during the cut, I made sure that I still get in my steps. I kind of aim from 8 to 10k, but on days that I really don't feel so well, I will actually keep it at 8k. And that just allows me to still hit my target goal but not exert too much energy and still be able to rest. The fourth thing, this is something that I noticed very well, was my cravings for food. I still have to hold back and not go over my allocated calories, because I know you'll be so tempted, but once you are able to kind of still satisfy those cravings, it's actually not that hard in order to like not eat junk food and go over calories, because you could just make an impulsive decision. It achieves nothing, to be honest, although it does satisfy your cravings. But I just found other healthier alternative snacks, so I would just opt for fruits, or I would opt for fiber candies, and that's something that I've shown in my previous video. If you guys have some sort of sweet tooth like myself, I definitely feel as though those fiber candies really helped, as well as jelly was a lifesaver. These mochi ice cream from Little Moon, they're 70 calories, so if you really crave something like sweet, that worked really well for myself. My sweet tooth literally went through the roof, but that was the most challenging thing in terms of food. I still made sure that I consume my water, 3 to 4 liter is non-negotiable. When you're going through this time, you definitely want to fill yourself with a lot of water and just keep yourself hydrated. Once I was reaching to day 3 and day 4, I kind of just started to feel better and had a bit more energy. This doesn't really apply for everyone. It's person to person. If you have any other health issues, I know it's definitely much more of a struggle, and it also depends on the flow of your period. And luckily for me, it's honestly the first 3 days are the worst, but once it hits day 4 and 5, it gets better, and day 6 and 7 is just when I have a bit more energy and I'm okay to go to the gym. Another thing that helped me get through that time was Coke Zero. I know it sounds crazy, but something carbonated and cold and is sugar-free honestly was a godsend. I honestly look forward to having that at night with my dinner, and that just allows me to kind of get my mind off from craving sugary food. The other alternative that I could suggest to the girlies, if you guys actually have a really specific food that you crave and you really want to have it because you don't want to restrict yourself, is to just start to bank calories leading up to your period. For example, for the first week, I actually didn't really hit my calories. I was at a deficit of like 800 calories. So that was able to be banked for my next week, which was when my period came. And honestly, that took a lot of weight off my shoulder. I was able to still go out and eat and enjoy the food that I wanted to, knowing that I had calories banked. And I'm not saying that you should be starving yourself every day and make sure that you're only hitting half your calories. That's not what I'm suggesting, but if you're only eating out once or twice a week, you should be able to make that up with your meals leading up to those days that you want to go out and eat and crave something. And the other thing is just making a healthier selection, but something that's a bit more cleaner. For me, I actually love beef noodle, and that's a more clean broth, and it just makes the journey much more easier. My suggestion is, before you go and eat, just kind of scatter through the menu and kind of chat GPT the macros of that food. Then you can account for how much calories you need in order to eat that, and you still be at a good spot in your deficit. And I feel as though that has helped me so much. I don't feel guilty when I go out and eat, knowing that I've had these calories in my tracking app. For example, when I was craving like malatang, I had all my food listed in my diet app. That would be my suggestion on food. If you crave something sweet or crave something that's low calories but high volume, go on walks. I think walks really did help me in terms of losing weight as well, because I know no matter how much exercise I do, I'm gonna feel very fatigued. But going on walks, 8 to 10k is very achievable. Actually, I want to update my weight, obviously. So starting off week 2, I was 69.1 kilos. Start of week 3, I was 68.6 kilos. Now that I'm on week 4, I am 67.7 kilos. So I quite like the progress that we are going right now. It's a 1 kilo drop every week, and my energy to go to the gym has kind of been the same. I wouldn't say I'm more tired. I wouldn't say that I'm not getting great recovery. It's fairly the same, but I would have to see how it goes in week 6 to week 8, or when my weight starts to kind of keep the same. When you're on your period, you're gonna feel bloated, you're gonna feel very fluffy, and that is okay, and that is normal because your body is doing its thing. So don't ever feel as though you're not making much progress. Why is the weight going back up during your period? It's completely normal. Once it's over, your weight will start to drop back. And honestly, when I was on my period, my weight actually went back to 70 kilos. And honestly, by 4th day, it dropped back down to 68.7. So that is it for this video. Make sure to like, comment and share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.